This is Buadu TV, truth and integrity.
Came here 23rd March again.
So when he came here twice?
Came here twice.
The same plane?
The same plane came here twice.
In a matter of 3-4 days?
Absolutely. And you can attack me all you want. That is not a problem. You can call me all kinds of names and fabrications. I'm not the least perturbed.
Yeah, some more. And some CCU, Nature say, Reverend Ntim Fordjour, finally, or the evidence ha amount for Bisano, or evidence when I was say, yeah, the cocaine a ba, and the befa cocaine caught, and a home corner baby, where evidence when finally were proved with evidence. A church mu pleno, root tafa. The ya fi the Felix of Kwakye a banker some for chrese ena plane besi no ena munya fort na hwanhwan science plane kura med na is medicine yan fa medicine eti no what is ambulance e fa ayarefo juma plane no ADM no na wone Paul Adomochre ena edi nkomo no mu do eti nyabotre na yenkotili.
Regarding the two suspicious flights from Gran Canaria, a matter which has been in the news, we are going to do evidence-based presentation to dispute the false claims by Kwakye Ofosu and to show you the actual itinerary and how the movements of the suspected goods, how it took place.
So Kwakye Ofosu talked about two scenarios. One plane comes, is faulty. Another plane comes, delivers the parts that takes up what was in the first plane, goes away. Another air-made plane comes, develops a fault. Another one comes. And he has showed us videos of the first one. And then the second one, he showed that the tire is being repaired. So what do you have?
So let's go to the first one. air-made flight, N823 AM.
Okay, so that's
the first one. So
N823 AM.
That's the air-made flight, an air ambulance.
Can anyone watching this video also go to the same site
and
get the same information?
Flight Aware. Just go to Flight Aware. Is a platform globally that tracks the itinerary and the flight activities of every flight. So you can come along with us.
All right. So where are we?
So now we're here, and the air ambulance, air-made flights, N823 AM, first landed from Gran Canaria.
Okay. So this column shows where it came from.
So this is where it came from.
Gran Canaria.
And the time it took
International Airport.
This is the time it took off from
04:59 AM and then landed at 9:02 GMT Kotoka. On what date?
Exactly 20th March.
20th of March. Okay, this conforms with what Felix said anyway.
Absolutely.
All right,
so this is a flight that stayed on for 5 days.
Yes.
Whatever it may probably allegedly waiting for to carry away or bring it.
This is the air ambulance type plane?
This is air ambulance.
Okay, it came here on 20th and stayed for 5 days.
5 days.
Okay.
And then left Kotoka International Airport, 1 a.m. to Gran Canaria and arrived Gran Canaria 5.
So it came from Gran Canaria off the island of Spain?
Yes.
And then left to the same place?
Absolutely.
This is the air-med. Okay.
And this is the air-med. Same air-med, Felix says, that was going somewhere and it only arrived in Ghana for a rest stop and developed faults. And the part two
Felix said it's arrived in Ghana.
It arrived
the
in Ghana.
The document says it's arrived in Ghana.
And it developed faults for 5 days.
Felix said it went back to Europe. Is that what I said?
Yes, Felix says that it went back to Europe.
And it did go back to Europe, isn't it?
Absolutely.
All right. Okay.
But he said that it was going somewhere. And then it developed faults, and when it was fixed, it didn't go where he was going, but it went back to Gran Canaria.
So you are suggesting to us that it wasn't going anywhere. It was coming from Gran Canaria to Ghana and going back to Gran Canaria.
Absolutely.
So any suggestion that it was on its way, something is not correct.
And we're going to show you the next part, the next piece of the evidence will be the activity log on the maintenance history of this same air flight to expose Felix on the so-called maintenance, the tie that says had to be replaced, the oil, and everything he said was repaired on this. We will show in the activity log for Ghanaians to see what happened on this.
Okay, so next, what are we seeing?
So the next one, we're going to the air-med flight 864 AM, which supposedly, according to... This is an air ambulance. It's not even supposed to be
the same air ambulance.
Absolutely.
So this is the second one that came.
This is the second one that Kwakye Ofosu claims came to bring parts.
Yes,
ties,
he said that.
And goods.
Yeah.
But mind you, it is an air ambulance. It's not supposed to carry cargo.
Okay, let's look at the log first.
Let's look at the itinerary. So,
where's the itinerary?
So 22nd of March,
They're going to pick it up. Can you put the yellow on there? Yeah, there they have it. It's over here.
Yeah.
So the 2nd of March,
yes.
Gran Canaria against that the second plane also came from
Gran Canaria.
Oh, okay. To Kotoka International Airport.
So straight from Gran Canaria to Kotoka International Airport, but
leaving at 1:32 a.m. that time, European time, and then arriving at 5:54 a.m. GMT.
Yes.
Okay.
But you see, the aircraft hub is not in Gran Canaria. So if they really even wanted to bring parts to fix this broken aircraft, they couldn't have brought it from Gran Canaria.
I don't understand that.
You see, every airline has their air hub.
So like British Airways hub is in London?
Absolutely. This Airmed, their aircraft hub is in America.
So their home is not Gran Canaria?
No, they don't even have any air hub around, aircraft hub around Gran Canaria or anywhere in Africa.
Okay.
So if they really had something to bring, they would have brought it from USA straight to the spot where they need to deliver that part. But again, so it couldn't have come from Gran Canaria to deliver ties and parts and gear, because I'll even show you the picture of this particular airline and the fact that it doesn't even have cargo compartment. But let's stay on the history.
Okay, there's a photograph here.
Okay, so we'll get back to the history. But this is a photograph. So this is the same as the NA2AM. It's the same.
The same design, but this is not the same plane.
Absolutely. The Airmed series, the N series, like the NA23AM, they are the same mode. Yes. All the N series are the same
So
mode.
what's the point?
So if they had a compartment, a cargo compartment, it would have been here. This is the engine. So the engine would have been shifted this way so that you would have seen a compartment door somewhere here, showing that you can open, just as we have a door here. Yeah. You would have seen a cargo compartment here where you would open and put those ties and whatever.
So the
parts.
luggages of the passengers, where did they put it?
So this is not a passenger. This is just for ambulance. So if somebody is unwell, where do they put the luggage? So it is just designed to carry patients. So they carry them on the stretcher, and then they put them in here. And so if there's any tie, supposedly...
No, but if there's luggage, passenger luggage, where does it go? Because the patient may go with doctors, nurses, somebody else.
No. So there's no compartment. So they'll put it somewhere...
Inside,
yes.
So you mean it doesn't take heavy luggage? It cannot take heavy luggage.
It cannot take heavy.
All right, okay.
And so there's no compartment showing here that they put those ties in there. And if Kwakye Ofosu claims and maintains that they carry that flight, they carry the ties and the parts inside this aircraft, it's violation of the federal laws. And by this, Kwakye Ofosu is indicting the airline, and they can face possible prosecution for violation. But you're not supposed to carry ties inside, only patients. So so that's the point.
Let's go on. Let's see whether you can convince us. This one is 50-50, but let's go on. Yeah. Okay, what next?
So the next one, there's even suspicion on this same flight. Let's check. From Gran Canaria, comes to Kotoka International Airport, same 22nd March. On that same 22nd March, he leaves Kotoka International Airport to Luanda in Angola.
Just near Luanda?
Yes.
Where is near Luanda?
It's in Angola.
A place called near Luanda?
Yeah. That's how they've configured it.
No, say that again. So the plane that came to Accra
on 22nd,
the same day,
left Kotoka.
That was not part of Kwakye Ofosu's briefing.
It wasn't. He said Kwakye Ofosu says that he came on 22nd and stayed on the 25th.
That's what he said, yes. But you are saying that, are you sure?
Oh, yes. So that is what we are saying. So
and anybody can check this?
Anybody can check it. And from there, he came again to 4 de February.
Hold on. So Kotoka International Airport, same day, goes to near Luanda. It leaves at 7:26 a.m.
Absolutely.
Last seen is 11:51 a.m.
That's it.
At the near Luanda place.
That's it. From there, the same day, so it did a lot of rounds. And then the same day, it went to 4 de Fevereiro in Angola.
No, is here.
It left, yes.
Where is that?
So, This is 4 de Fevereiro.
4 is here. Yes. 4 de Fevereiro. Yeah. And then let's be clear what we are looking at
so
here. This one.
4 de Fevereiro in Angola.
It's in Angola?
Yes. So it left for the Lanceria. And then from Lanceria, the next day, which is 23rd, left Lanceria to the same 4 de Fevereiro. So you could see the back and forth.
Oh, this is interesting. So from Accra, from Canary Island to Kotoka to near Luanda to Lanseria and then to Quattro de Fevro. Same plane.
Absolutely. And from Quattro de Fevro back to Kotokan 24th March.
Oh, wow.
All this history contradicts what Kwakye Ofosu puts out there. And on 20...
I'm confused. Kwakye Ofosu says the plane comes on 20th and it's here till 25th because it developed a fault and then another plane comes. You are suggesting to us that that's untrue.
No, that's not true. And he can play his voice.
Is it time to play his voice yet? Is it time to play it? If it's time to play, let's hear it.
So he can play his voice so that we hear his assertion on the N864.
Whilst it was landing in Ghana, it developed a tire burst and some difficulty with its landing gear, and therefore needed to remain here to be serviced. So another aircraft with registration number N864 arrived on 22nd March with ties and flight engineers from Luanda to replace the damaged ties of the aircraft. Now, once this was fixed, it departed the Kotoka International Airport on 25th March.
It doesn't tell us is that it didn't stay from 20th to 25th.
No,
and when he says it had a technical issue, it may not be true because it moved.
So, Paul, the Airmed 823 AM is the one that, according to Kwakye Ofosu, had faults, which arrived on 20th March.
Yes.
And was waiting for this new one to bring parts, which I'm disputing that they couldn't have brought parts because it's not designed for compartment.
That's okay, but the other one that he says stayed and you say it didn't stay.
That's this one, N864. He says that it arrived from Luanda on 22nd March, which is false. It arrived from Gran Canaria on 22nd March.
It didn't arrive from Luanda?
No, Luanda. It arrived from Gran Canaria, the same Gran Canaria, straight to Kotoka International Airport. It took off 1:32 a.m. from Gran Canaria, arrived at Kotoka 5:44.
And took off again
and
to near Luanda. Same day?
Yes, same day.
The plane that he said had developed faults and couldn't move, you are saying...
that is not, that one is still. So there are two of them. The N823 and N823 AM is the one he claims was faulty and was here.
Okay, so according to your fact, the one that was faulty and was here for 5 days
that one was here for that 5 days.
Yeah, we need to clarify because I was thinking you said it moved.
No, that one was here.
It was here for 5 days.
Yes.
Okay, which one moved?
So the one that he claims brought cargo, which couldn't have brought cargo because it hasn't have any cargo.
Oh, that's the one you said didn't come from Luanda.
It didn't come from Luanda.
Oh, the second one.
Yes, it came straight from Gran Canaria.
The second one came from Gran Canaria.
It didn't come from Luanda.
Oh,
Gran Canaria.
I see. Okay. And now we get it.
And then
okay, let's clarify. One plane, Airmed came. He said developed faults and remained here for 5 days.
Yes.
According to your information,
it
did remain for 5 days. So Kwakye Ofosu is right on that one.
But he's wrong
Then he says a second one came in from Luanda to bring parts.
Absolutely.
That's the one you are challenging.
That's the one I'm challenging.
That it didn't come from Luanda.
It didn't come from Luanda. It came from Gran Canaria.
Okay.
And then it didn't stay here to the 25th of March that he claimed.
No, the 25th is the first plane.
No, he also claimed that this same one.
The second one also stayed to 25th?
Absolutely. And then that's the movement. So you can see from
But
Gran
you say
Canaria,
that one left Ghana the same day.
It left the same day to Luanda and then back to Quattro de Fevro, which is another airport in Angola, and then to Lanseria the next day, which is 23rd March, from Lanseria back to de Fevro, and then to Kotoka International Airport. It came here 23rd March again.
So it came here twice?
Came here twice.
The same plane?
The same plane came here twice.
In a matter of 3-4 days?
Absolutely. And then stayed here, and then the same 24, on the next day, 24th, it left Gran Canaria.
This is interesting. So the second plane that the Felix Kwakye Ofosu says came and delivered parts and left on the 25th, did not. It came here, you don't know whether it delivered parts or not. You are challenging
whatever
that.
It brought, Paul, whatever Kwakye Ofosu claims it brought couldn't have been ties. That also calls for interrogation. Whatever he claims it brought couldn't have been ties.
Couldn't have been spare parts.
Couldn't have been parts. And there's going to be a second part which will follow shortly, which is going to detail the maintenance history. We call it the activity log. We're going to display that also to dispute the so-called faults that he claimed were on the N823. We will open it up just like we have opened. And we'll
so you can see the maintenance culture.
And we will see.
And if you see that there was no maintenance in Accra, then we're in trouble.
We will fact check it according to the faults that he
so where we are, what Felix Kwakye Ofosu has to answer is that we are finding out that the second plane that came, perhaps came to Ghana, left Ghana, and came back to Ghana. And it left Ghana, went to Luanda and went to
Quattro de
Lancernia
Fervera, yes.
and went to
Quattro de
Quattro de
Fervera.
Fevereiro
And then it came back to Kotoka.
wow.
And then from
after
Kotoka
it
to
went
Gran
to
Canaria.
and then the other one, the original one, also left on 25th to Gran Canaria.
Absolutely.
What is your suspicion then?
So this flight also, whatever it brought, since it is not, it couldn't be cargo, it couldn't be parts.
You
it
mean the
couldn't be
plane
tires.
has no capacity
It is not designed.
and no licensing and design to carry
Absolutely.
parts?
It's by
an air
regulation.
ambulance. It
By
doesn't carry
regulation,
parts.
It cannot carry parts. It cannot carry tires or gears or anything. And so if Kwakye Ofosu still stands by that, it's in violation of federal law.
But if it cannot carry ties, how can it carry the things you are alleging it carries?
Yeah, but those things are carried illicitly. So if those things are carried, they carry them on a stretcher, like a stretcher. That's how it's packaged, and then it would have been put inside.
Cash and drugs.
Allegedly.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on.
So, back onto
So we are going to the other plane. Are we done with air?
Yes, so now let's go to the cover.
Okay, yes, the other one. That's the one I like. It's a big, nice plane, orange and blue.
Absolutely. But I want us to hear from Felix what he said about Kavok.
Okay, let's hear what Felix Kwakye Ofosu said about the second set of plane, the Kavak. Is that what it's called?
Kavok Air.
Antonov. Kavok Air Antonov. Let's hear what he said about it.
The CVK 7037. But let us hear the voice of.
Let's hear what he said about it.
The first one is an Antonov Flight 12BK with registration number CVK 7037. Now this flight essentially is a cargo plane which arrived on the 12th of March 2025. Now the purpose for arriving in Ghana was what we call a technical stop. Essentially, this is a cargo flight that was destined for the European Union market. And European Union regulations dictate that some specific regulatory requirements be met before any plane of that sort can enter the EU. Now, this plane originated from Luanda in Angola. It was loaded with oil drill equipment and lubricant oil, which were contained in jerrycans. It was headed for the EU market. Now, Luanda does not have the certification to carry out the sort of requirements that this plane had to meet before entering the EU market. The Swiss cargo facility at the Kotoka International Airport has that certification, and they can do that kind of scanning.
Okay, so what's your dispute on that?
So whatever this video is, I will prove to you is a video scene, is a movie scene. This plane is not the CVK 7037.
I don't understand that.
This is another Kavok Air, which is currently in Ghana, and which they carried. It's all staged.
I don't understand it.
It is all staged because
The aircraft that we saw,
Yes.
which has purportedly departed from Ghana,
it's not.
it hasn't departed.
No.
It's here.
The 7037 he's talking about, it never even came here at all. So which video is this?
No, what are you saying?
For the past 3 months, there has been no activity on the so-called 7037.
How do we know that?
So let's check.
Okay, put it in. That's it. They put it in. Okay, let's go to the. Let's go to
So according to Kwakye Ofosu, this Kavok Air 70 CVK 7037 arrived, according to him, they arrived on 12th March.
12th of March, yes.
So let's check activity, show flight between 12th of March and purportedly leaving 25th March.
Okay.
Let us show.
Okay, so let's do that. So that's a calendar.
Yes.
So they go to 12th of March, correct? Okay, and then they go to
Purportedly departing 25th March.
25th of March.
And see if you will see any activity on it.
Okay, so let's see. Clicks. What does it say?
And viewers, you can come along with us.
Yeah,
Try it also.
Yeah, the viewers are looking at it. So what does it say? Where's the information?
No history data in the last 3 months.
Can viewers read this, producer? No history data searched last 3 months. That is the number of the plane.
Absolutely.
No history data.
Yes.
So why do you say it's in Ghana if there's no history data?
So there's another type of this currently in Ghana. Yes, there's another type. This 7037 hasn't been in Ghana.
Maybe he got the number wrong. Maybe
No.
if it's the same type of plane, but they got the number wrong.
But
I mean,
it says that there were two planes. One came, developed fault,
Yes.
and another had to come,
Yes, precisely.
and bring parts.
So which one are we searching? The one that came or the one that had to come?
So the one that both of them, this first one that he said came and they didn't have certification, and
Yes.
and so
and
to
needed
Europe,
certification
and
to
needed
go
certification.
to. He came from
to
Angola.
Angola
Needed
didn't have certification there,
yeah.
and had to go to come to Ghana before it gets the certification to Europe.
But whilst
Two
was in
things.
Ghana, developed the fault.
And whilst in Ghana developed
Yes,
the fault,
yes.
there are two falsehoods I must dispel. The first one is that it never came to Ghana because there's no history on it. The last 3 months, the last scene of this flight is December 18th, 2024. That was the last activity ever seen. It's it's at the time. Let me just confirm.
Which country
But
was
we can even check it right here.
Okay,
So
no, we don't
can
need to
go-
do much. But so what we're saying here, and what we
The-
are putting
the
on
la-
viewers
the last
is just
time-
what we have. You can cross-check
Yes,
it. You can
the
verify
last time
it.
it flew was from Malaga, Spain to Cairo, Egypt,
in 2024.
December 18, 2024. From
That-
Spain
that-
to Egypt.
That's the last.
That's the last
journey the
that's
plane
the last
did
activity
on its
it.
record.
That's the last activity.
It
on
hasn't come to Ghana.
It hasn't come to Ghana. The last it ended in Africa was in Egypt. From Spain to Egypt, December 18th, 2024. So let us check the second flight. That was the replacement.
Yes,
that
yes.
came. Let us check.
Let's please put the number up. So that's CVK
CVK 7007.
7007.
But
Okay.
we may even want to hear confirmation
No,
from him.
no, let's do
stay
this.
on.
Okay, yeah.
Great.
People can always check the press conference.
Yeah.
So this one was the view more flight history. That's where we're going. Okay.
Yes.
So what dates did he say, and what are we putting in?
So he says that this flight. Let me just.
Yeah.
Let's pause,
So we are trying to get the flight dates and the details for viewers so we can look at it. It's getting very interesting, isn't it? But
So-
okay, do you have it? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so this flight came here on the 15th of March, and you can cross-check when he says arrived here.
What did he say? You just tell us.
So we'll just cross-check.
Okay, should we listen
Yes,
to
so
Felix?
let's listen
Okay,
to
let's
him,
listen
and
to
then we'll
Felix on
fact-check
this
it.
one, the time the flights came in. If you have the video, let's play. Listen to the government information minister.
Whilst here, it developed an engine blade fault. For that reason, a replacement aircraft, URCEZ, with registration number CVK 7007, was brought in to evacuate the cargo.
So he says he came here.
Well,
So
okay, yes. So that's what he said. He came here.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that one indeed arrived here 15th of March from Harare International Airport to Kotoka.
Oh, it didn't come from Luanda.
No, it didn't come from
Harare, Zimbabwe.
Harare is Zimbabwe.
Harare, Zimbabwe was never mentioned in anything that Felix
It
said.
has never come up anywhere.
No,
but
he has never said it. But this is the
Yes.
record.
Absolutely, that's the record. 77 CVK 7007. That is it. And now this flight is still in Ghana.
Oh, that's interesting.
This flight hasn't left.
This
So
plane is still in
This
Accra.
plane is still in Accra.
So
Since
you
it
are
arrived-
guessing that's the plane from which they
so,
filmed
So
the
that is a
activity?
film. That is a scene for their staged evidence.
So this is the plane that was filmed.
So this
is still in Ghana.
This is the Carboc Air that is still in Ghana. And then I dare Civil Aviation Authority and Ghana Airport to produce it. They should check all the hangars. It is there, it hasn't left. The records are here. This is flight aware. Hasn't left anywhere. So they went onto that flight. You see, when you see that video, you could see clearly a stage thing because which airline?
I was concerned about who filmed it.
Yes.
And why did they film it?
Which, in the normal practice, you've been the board chair of Ghana Airport Company. You know the practices at the aviation. When an airline lands, and whether it's coming for maintenance or it's coming to replace, do we have, this whole thing filming? Or did they have some intelligence that something was going to happen for which all of them assembled, like over a dozen of inspectors, like over 20 inspectors, you saw them in the video, wearing their jack vests. And then to stage that they came and inspected it because and then they filmed it. Is it a standard practice that you film, planes that are arriving as replacement? So whatever, if that video was true, so whatever it is, my conclusion is that this is the same flight, which is still here. So national security, Ghana Airport, civil aviation, let us have this checked. And then flight aware will not lie. You're asking for evidence? That is it.
But you are a member of parliament. You can put an urgent question for the Minister for Transport, Minister for Defense, and then they can answer.
We will go the full haul. You see, everything we have, from the way I've been sequencing it, I give it, I drop it piece by piece, piece by piece, but the whole fact is together. But it's sequenced. And right here on your platform, we're going to unravel it all. They dared me for evidence. And that is the path we're going to go.
So you're going to come back with us with the
maintenance
culture.
The maintenance activity, the activity
to
log,
confirm whether the plane was maintained here or not.
Whether I had any fault.
But anytime there's a maintenance, it's logged.
It is logged because if you're a pilot, if you go down to the flight, the first thing you check is the activity log to check the maintenance history. When the last time it was fixed, whether the time was changed, the date, where it was done, the gear, the oil change, you will see everything. Wow. And Ghanaians will be shocked.
Okay, Reverend,
we'll
leave it here for now. We'll leave it here. Rev, so we all had the confusion about what happened at Joy FM. So said that you walked out, you put out a social media post. The host, very good friend of mine, Samson Ladi, the man we all respect, also put out a post. You are alleging that some text messages were read that were not from the system. What was it about?
No, I don't think Samson is a man that you should maintain that kind of respect for what he did.
No, I wasn't there. So
no, there was a willful, stage and planned attempt, to denigrate, to run derogatory, past prejudicial. Even right on the set, even before I joined in the first instance, Reverend Ntim Fordjour must shut up or face jail. Does he have proof? He must shut up. Samson.
He used the word shut up?
Shut up or face jail. And
face jail?
Are there. Yes, face
for
jail.
For what offense?
For what offense?
Defrauding by false pretenses.
Well, probably the one who brought the cocaine and all that. The bastard cocaine, the 150 million and 350 million. No, he said, I spoke up, I questioned. And why did I put it in the media? So, in the course of it, he kept on and on. I put it to you. You should be in jail or by now be in court, facing trial and getting bail, seeking bail and all that.
I'm surprised about
and I asked him, so for what offense?
But you were a whistleblower.
For what offense?
Do whistleblowers go to jail?
I, as a ranking member of Defense and Interior Committee, exercising my oversight, I intercept credible intelligence.
I think that's why Samson is worried. How do you know it's credible?
But, with basis for which we have brought up these questions that what did the suspicious 2 flights? So investigate and tell us what it did. This is what you have brought. Very flimsy, unanswered story kind of thing. That's what Kwakye Ofosu brings. Gagging the national security from professionally conducting their investigations.
Okay, but Reverend, you can't blame Samson for the text message that people sent.
No, so let me say, I never walked out. Paul, I never walked out. And I must put it on record, I never walked out on the show.
Yeah, but the show started with you. When they came back, you were not on.
Before I got in the invitation, I was specifically invited for the first segment. Mm-hmm. They specifically invited me to come and talk about the press conference and the suspicious flights and the cocaine and the money laundering bastard matter. So they said right after that they have another panel, and that panel I was going to be replaced by the respected Vicky Bright. Mm-hmm. Was going to replace me, take my seat to join my respected friend lawyer Kofi Bento and then Sami Jemfi to continue the discussions. That was understanding, and that was the invitation for which I went.
Let's talk about the text messages. So
we held that segment, mm-hmm. and we ended it, and then we went on break. But before we were going on break, so that I'll take my leave, he read some very very diabolic, mischievous smear, messages about have a dozen of them, denying me the opportunity to even interject. So when we finished and he went on break, that we had ended my segment, whilst I was exiting from my segment, I asked him, where did you read all these things from? Because from what I said and on the platform, these are not the messages people sent. Because I know the people, and I took evidence of the kind of messages people sent, and that's not what you read. So, my producer sent it to me. And right around the studio, the producer was there. You sent those messages to, Samson to read, to smell. Did you see the other? So, no. We didn't say he should do anything. I didn't send anything to him. We didn't even discuss this matter. I told him he should even cut it quickly so that we move on to the next segment. So I came back and said, but that is what is happening. So you deliberately
Let's understand it. So Samson Ladi read some text messages as he normally does.
Yes.
You felt that those text messages were constituted a smear campaign against you.
It was.
You asked about it, and he said that the messages had been sent to him by his producer.
Yes.
You asked the producer and said he didn't send any message.
So he didn't send it
the
to
producer
him.
did not even want messages read because they were running out of time.
Ran out of time.
Did Samson hear the producer say that?
I don't know if he heard it, but I have a witness.
Did you tell Samson that this is what your producer is saying?
Oh yes, I told Samson that this is what I know. That he didn't send it. So, no,
so the producer says he didn't send it. Where did he get it? Where did Samson get it from?
So that was the question I asked him. See, so this whole thing is
but that is alleging. Oh, no, that's alleging something very serious.
That is unethical, unprofessional, biased. And
you don't have. Will the producer confirm your story?
And if I didn't know Samson well, I would have said other things. I would have said other things. That was unethical.
Yeah, but Reverend, hold it. Will the producer confirm what you are saying, that he didn't send any message?
If the producer denies, my witness who stood right there,
is a witness somebody with you or somebody with Joy FM?
Somebody with Joy FM.
Then you are sure that this somebody with Joy FM will confirm this?
Unless they all want to deny and lie under oath.
You're sure you are speaking the truth?
I am sure. I'm a reverend minister. Before I put anything out, what would I gain from lying? So what it did.
But Samson responded to you on his Facebook page. In fact, I sent it to him on Saturday morning. I wasn't even in Accra. In fact, I told him I'm not in Accra, but so I did. So I missed the program. I sent it to him, and he said he was going to respond. And then I saw his response on Facebook. He posted something suggesting that what you are posting is not correct, something like that.
Wherever he got it from. But that is what his producer said, that they didn't say, he didn't send him, and he didn't say.
What did those messages say, for instance, that you're a liar?
It's just all kinds of small things to divert attention of the public from the substance of discussion. Where are the answers to the two suspicious flights? When will the investigation be conducted openly? And what did
President Mahama say that investigations will be done?
But just when he said that, his own spokesperson said that on authority of the president, he can say on authority on Ekosi saying that the president didn't mean it, and the president investigation is unimportant to him. All that matters to him and they are interested in is making an example of me. So they are not interested.
That's what Felix Kwakye Ofosu
told. Yes,
that's what he told
and
Obi.
it's on record. Is in one circulation on Ekosi saying
that but when President Mahama said this,
that
there will be investigation, that he didn't mean it.
And for Obi wanted to be sure, he said no. He paused and asked him again. He said yes. There's nothing in there. We're not interested. I'm telling you on authority. Whatever I say, on the authority of the president to say it. This one, it is just to make sure we make an example of Ntim Fordjour. So if you are downplaying, that is what we are waiting for. If it is assassination, if whatever it is, because I know what I have.
I'm not sure it's assassination.
Well, then we hope to see what example they want to make of me. Because as a member of parliament with credible facts, exercising my oversight, I am not one of those who recklessly put out falsehoods. And these were simple questions that shouldn't have shaken them. See the way they are shaking? What are they hiding? Because they could have simply allowed the security agencies to investigate and bring out their facts, and they will verify and all that openly. But no, they are shaking and resorting to smear personal attacks. You can attack me all you want. That is not a problem. You can call me all kinds of names and fabrications. I'm not the least perturbed. Let us get to the issues. We will follow the issues until.
Well, they say you are trying to be like the foreign minister Samuel Okudzeto, who did quite a lot of these things over the last 8 years of Akufo-Addo's administration.
No, Okudzeto is a very good friend. Is he a bishop? I want to be a bishop. He's an archbishop. He who desires the office of a bishop desires a good thing, noble thing. That is what I desire. That one day I may no longer be reverend. Paul, you invite me to your show, Bishop Ntim Fordjour. That is my desire. How will he be my role model? And what does he do that I admire? And so, clearly, they cannot stand the exposition. They cannot stand, the way Ghana has suddenly become hub for cocaine dealings, drug trafficking, money laundering, and even when they are able to bust, like the Sape man, they busted gold and money, cash, and we question them, what is the status? Everybody's tight-lipped. Even when they busted the cocaine, $150 million in Takrade, and they said it was one NDC parliamentary candidate for Sekendi, You know, he was behind it, and we are asking, when will he be prosecuted? So we should shut up. And they will call us names. When they busted 350 cocaine around and we asked, they say they would rather attack us when suspicious flights, which we asked them to tell us what they came to do. And Anansi's story was told us, and we have dismantled it right here on your show with evidence, hiding the real things they came to do and the real flights that came. They will call me names, but I'm not the least perturbed about it. That is not Okudzeto Ablakwa. And I don't desire to want to be like him the least. So, I want to help weed out the little I can do, to weed out darkness, to weed out drugs. Can you imagine $500 million worth of cocaine circulating in the system in less than 3 months, already exacerbating the opioids, the opioid that is in the system. You know, Unim Red, the Tramadol, Trafadol, and all that is destroying our youth. Now we have in circulation, in just 3 months, $500 million worth of cocaine in circulation. And we are having suspicious flights. Also further taking these things out. And we are asking, let us get to the bottom of it. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crimes is also asking, let us get to the bottom of it. So no, they will not go into it. They will rather gang it at the presidency and do propaganda and unleash the government machinery to attack my person and whatever else they will attack. But I am not the least perturbed. I will stand for the truth. I will stand and fight on. I was firm in my fight on the LGBT issues, on the human sexual rights and family values bill, even when my party was in government. I had been to your show. We discussed it when my party was in government. When I was a member of the executive, as deputy minister, fearless, unprincipled, everything that I speak out on, I don't always get up and speak about issues. If I must speak, I know what I've seen and I know what I'm speaking to. And so on this occasion, we have to get to the bottom of it.
Okay, we'll try and get to the bottom. I'll speak to Samson Ladi. I really want this matter resolved.
No, Samson.
You're a nice guy. He's a nice guy. I think
Samson,
I think he has a lot of integrity.
For whatever intent he had and for whatever motivation he had to do that, that is most unethical. That is most unethical of a journalist of his nature.